मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता। अब जैसे एक लाइन है ये हिंदी फिल्म का, मर्द को दर्द क्यों नहीं होगा भाई, कांटा चुभेगा वो भी चीखेगा जी, है ना। उसके ऊपर एक तो आप स्टीरियोटाइपिंग करते हो, दूसरा उसको आप फोर्स कर रहे हो कि वो अपने दर्द का इजहार ना करे। अगर दर्द हो रहा है तो शेयर करो, दर्द हो रहा है तो एक्सप्रेस करो उसको। लोगों को जो नियर एंड डियर वंस हैं उनके साथ में बैठ करके बात करो, दैट यू फील लाइक क्राइंग, यू फील you are missing your parents, you are missing your village. If the tears are coming, it will come, and don't feel ashamed of it.
Hi everyone, this is Avinash Lohan and you're watching Pinkvilla. My guest today needs no introduction. He's someone who I've dearly loved and adored all my life. वो एक बेहतरीन कलाकार तो है ही, पर मेरे हिसाब से उससे भी अच्छे इंसान है। Please welcome the supremely talented Manoj Bajpayee. Manoj sir, welcome to Pinkvilla.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this. मुझे पता है आप इंटरव्यूज़ कम करते हैं, तो आपने ये टाइम हमारे लिए निकाला, उसके लिए बहुत थैंक यू।
थैंक यू। हाँ, प्रमोशन के समय करता हूँ क्योंकि भाग नहीं पाता हूँ। बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द फिल्म्स दैट आई डू, वो जो है मैं उसको लीड कर रहा होता हूँ, तो भागना मुश्किल हो जाता है।
जी जी सर, दिस कॉन्वर्जेशन विल बी अबाउट द एवोल्यूशन ऑफ मैस्कुलिनिटी इन सिनेमा एंड अबाउट द रोल्स दैट यू हैव प्लेड एंड यू हैव चैलेंज्ड दैट नॉर्म्स दैट इज अराउंड मैस्कुलिनिटी इन ऑल दीज इयर्स। पर सर उसके पहले एक सवाल है, हम बहुत डिस्कस करते हैं अबाउट व्हाट एन आइडियल मैन इज लाइक, बट मुझे लगता है अगर हम उसको डिफाइन कर देंगे तो हम वापस उसको स्टीरियोटाइप करेंगे, एक ढांचे में डाल देंगे। सर व्हाट डू यू थिंक अबाउट दिस? डू यू थिंक देयर इज एन आइडियल मैन?
आदर्श ना पुरुष होता है ना आदर्श स्त्री होती है कोई। आदर्श इंसान बनने की तरफ हम सब लोग कोशिश करते रहते हैं, लेकिन कोशिश भी वही करता है जो सच में बनना चाहता है, और लगातार आप में कमी आती है, कमी आप देखते हैं। जब आप कोशिश करते हैं तभी आप अपने अंदर में कमी देख पाते हैं। तो चाहे पुरुष हो वो चाहे स्त्री हो, सिर्फ इसलिए कि उसका जेंडर पुरुष का है या स्त्री का है वो आदर्श है, इसमें मैं यकीन नहीं रखता जी। क्योंकि सबसे पहले हम लोग इंसान हैं, फिर हमारे अलग अलग जेंडर हैं और अलग अलग हमारी कल्चर हैं। वो जब आप अच्छा इंसान बनने की कोशिश करते हैं तो ये बनने की कोशिश में आप आदर्श पुरुष और आदर्श स्त्री बन सकते हैं। क्योंकि अगर अच्छा इंसान बनने की ही काबिलियत आप में नहीं है और बहुत ज़्यादा आप सेल्फ ऑब्सेस्ड हैं और सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट को लेकर के बहुत ज़्यादा आपकी भागदौड़ है, then it becomes very difficult to be anything, to be any kind of an ideal.
Yeah. But sir, then in our field, self-obsession is such a big part of it. You know, people are interested in themselves. And how do you disconnect yourself?
Actually, I've been thinking about it. And actors are always given this license that, since it requires to be self-obsessed to be an actor, so they can have the license to be self-obsessed. I personally, I can say about myself, nor am self-obsessed with myself, nor anywhere I put myself on pedestal. I know that I'm a very unique person. And God has made me so different from everyone that I get out of my room, everybody is falling in awe of me. मेरे मुगालते इस तरह के कभी रहे नहीं हैं। What is an actor? First of all, let's try to understand person who act, person who disguises, okay, person who pretends to be somebody else. और वो pretension में वो कितना अच्छा है वो देखना होता है। So when you're trying to be somebody else, where does the self-obsession come?
Wow. That is so
you
true.
are more interested in knowing the other person, which is called character. You are not trying to understand yourself, or you are not falling in love with yourself. If you try to understand yourself, your self-obsession will automatically go away, because you will see so many aspects of yourself which will be very difficult to look at, or stare at, or to confront.
Yeah. Does glamour bring self-obsession for an actor?
Definitely. What happens that, and I have seen this all of these years, 30 years I have been into this industry.
Ji.
Many lows and highs I have seen. I think very few have seen that kind of lows and highs. Highs many have seen, but that kind of lows. I have observed about this industry that we always try to give this idea of glamour to the people. It's not the people who are forcing you to give that glamour side of the industry.
Yeah.
It's you who's giving to them, telling them this is a very shiny and bright industry that all of you can fall in awe of. Just for an example, I would say this whole airport look.
Yeah.
Who started this?
Correct.
The industry people started it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the press gave it more.
And see, our press wants fodder.
Yeah.
They have to run an industry of their own, and more fodder you give it to them, they will welcome it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't give that fodder to the media.
Correct.
So they don't chase me. It's very simple.
Yeah.
You want to be chased, you want to be wanted, desired, and the best way is to do that. You make the media your vehicle. Okay. I'm not interested because I find it too tiring. And glamour is something, it has to do with flamboyance. It has to do with self-obsession. It has to do with arrogance. I'm not interested in any of that. I am more interested in how well I can do the part that is given to me.
Yeah.
And after that, I don't want people to remember me. I just want that part to be enacted well and to be appreciated by the like-minded and the audience. After that, I'm not interested. If you ask me, I'll be much more happy doing grocery shopping and be completely oblivious like a fly on the wall.
I can vouch for that. मेरे पास इसकी एक कहानी भी है. बहुत सालों पहले, मुझे याद नहीं आपको याद है कि नहीं, पर मैं आपके घर आया था मेरे एक कलीग के साथ और हम बैठे और आपने पूछा चाय पियेंगे, तो मैंने मना किया. मेरे कलीग ने हाँ बोला, तो आप खुद उठे, आप खुद किचन में गए और आप चाय बना के लेके आए. Now who does that? I mean, you're Manoj Bajpayee for all of us, but you did that, and that really connected me to you on a personal level.
But I really don't think that it's a big deal. Why? Because that's my house. And there are some rules, laid out by my wife. Whereas no help will stay at home for more than 2 hours or 4 hours. After that, you should be self-sufficient to entertain your guest, or an interviewer, or a journalist, or anyone who comes to your place. So we do it because this is the way we love it.
Yeah.
We don't want too much of too many people at home in the name of help. We want that privacy and quiet.
Yeah. So that's what also modern men are today. I mean, sharing responsibilities at house.
If I don't, she will divorce me. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
So when I'm back from my shoot, I'm not allowed to laze around just because I had a 2 months long schedule and I kind of done a very difficult character and it taken away so much out of me. That luxury is not there at home. If you have come back, just contribute to the household. And without any kind of question and without any kind of self-obsession.
Yeah.
Okay? You just have to be on the job all the time. But I like it. I like doing my own stuff. We all love it. All 3 people are there at home, me, my wife and my child.
Yes.
And now my daughter is in the boarding. But we are expected to do our own things.
Yeah.
And take care of the house in equal manner.
मेरे लिए बेस्ट चाय थी वो.
I make good tea.
You do. You do. Sir, you know, I don't know if you've noticed, but January 2024 is when you complete 30 years in the business. I think Bandit Queen,
Bandit
correct
Queen,
me if
yeah.
I'm wrong, was the first film. Jan 1994 it released.
Right.
मान सिंह का रोल प्ले किया था
जी.
आपने उसमें. सर 30 साल में आपने कितने किरदार प्ले किए हैं? You know, like you played the heartland hero, you've played a gay professor, you've played a family man, to the latest a feminist lawyer. In this diverse array of roles that you've played, so how has the role of a man evolved in all these years, and how happy do you feel that it looks like now?
You know, if you remember Bandit Queen, my character always stayed behind Phulan Devi.
Yeah.
Okay. From that time till now, the recent time that I have done Banda,
Ji.
who is fighting
Wonderful.
for the rights of this, you know, young girl who is minor. Okay. It's, you know, your ideas about equality, your ideas about the world, it all reflects in the kind of film that you do
Yes.
and what you choose. Fortunately for me, at the cost of staying at home for a very long time, at the cost of a huge gap between two releases of mine, two films of mine, I know I chose well.
Yeah.
I know I chose well, though it was not paying at all. Though it, you know, it took me 6-7 years from Satya to buy my first house. We always managed somehow, both me and my wife. Somehow we manage our life. But we were very clear that we will not do anything which will not be soul satisfying. And we are going to stick to it as much as possible. 90% of the time I was successful. 10% I was not, because sometimes the going was not good, and you have to take
Yeah.
care of the kitchen also
Yeah.
and other needs of the family. But it has been all in all, you know, it you know, if it ends well, it is all right. But I try to stick to my belief system, okay, through my choices. I always made sure that I don't do anything which doesn't go well with my politics, okay. So till अभी तक तो सब सही जा रहा है.
Touch. So how is it to be a father to a daughter, a growing daughter now, where now the society we are reaching at a point कि equality की बात हो रही है. पहले तो ये बिल्कुल नहीं होता था, but now we say men and women are equal. Are you conscious as a parent that you put these things into, you have these conversations with her?
You know, it comes naturally to me. I come from a family where mother dominated.
Wow.
And father only, you know, executed what was told to him to execute. Never seen my father raising his voice. Okay, and it was not an equal family, I would say, where my father was equal to my mother. No, it was my mother who dictated terms and conditions. That was also not healthy, let me tell you, because I personally feel that you can't replace power with power.
Yeah, a balance is required.
Balance is in equality. So you are always looking for that kind of a balance. So where, you know, you try to listen to each other is far more important than anything else. When you are listening, then you will try to understand the other point of view,
Yeah.
which was not there earlier. Even in our films, to go back to your first question, masculinity has really changed. The definition of man, everything has, you know, kept on evolving, kept on getting questioned by strong opinions,
Yeah.
and it kept on changing itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have never seen a more liberal person than my father, a man. I have been learning so much from him, as how he was with my mother and how he treated my sisters. Also in that comes very natural, because that's how we were all brought up.
Yeah. कभी ऐसा कोई रोल आया कि आपने सुना, पढ़ा, and you were like, this is not the man who I can play or who I would want to play?
Many times. Any script who defies the idea or the politics of Manoj Bajpayee, I don't do it.
So what are these ideas, if you can?
I mean, the kind of definition I have about the politics, about the what you call chauvinism, any kind of chauvinism. There is male chauvinism, there is female chauvinism too.
Yeah.
Okay, so an idea about the world. Okay, I try to stay away from any kind of war movie. One film I was part of that was LOC.
Yes.
And it used to disturb me because I always feel that the consequence of war is never winning or losing. It's always human life. Okay, that I try to, it disturbs me. So all of these things, if the woman is being, showcased in a very improper way and not the right way, or that showcasing doesn't, match with my politics, my idea, definitely I don't do it. But I don't say these things. I always say that if you want to know the politics and the idea of an actor or the creative person, look at their choices.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
Yeah, and with yours it's clear.
And he or she doesn't need to be a Twitter activist.
Yeah.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be a social media activist. If my work or my filmography doesn't voice it loud enough, then too bad.
No, I don't think that's happening at all. It's loud and clear of what you've always tried to convey in the last 30 years. So, जब मैं बड़ा हो रहा था ना, तब एक चीज़ बहुत सुनने मिलती थी कि लड़का है गिर गया रो नहीं सकता, लड़का है ये नहीं कह सकता, लड़का है वो नहीं कह सकता. ये आपके साथ हुआ?
मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता. अब जैसे एक लाइन है ये हिंदी फिल्म का, मर्द को दर्द क्यों नहीं होगा भाई? कांटा चुभेगा वो भी चीखेगा
जी,
है ना. उसके ऊपर एक तो आप स्टीरियोटाइपिंग करते हो, दूसरा उसको आप फोर्स कर रहे हो कि वो अपने दर्द का इजहार ना करे. और दर्द का इजहार क्यों नहीं कर सकता है? औरतें जो है इजहार कर देती हैं
जी, चाहे
चाहे वो गुस्सा है, चाहे वो अपने अंदर का बहुत ही वल्नरेबल इमोशन है वो, लेकिन मेंटली बहुत टफ होती हैं. इसीलिए क्योंकि वो उनको हमेशा वीकर सेक्स माना है, बट मेंटली इतनी टफ है कि मुझे हमेशा लगता है कि उनको वीकर सेक्स क्यों माना जाता है.
बिल्कुल.
आदमी गदा लेकर के, तीर कमान लेकर के चीख चिल्ला सकता है, लेकिन वो दिमाग से मार सकती है. तो इसलिए वीकर सेक्स में मानता ही नहीं हूँ उनको.
जी. सर, आर यू एक्सप्रेसिव एज अ मैन एट होम?
नहीं, not as a man. As a human being, I have never been. I have always been a very introverted person. But that introvert, anybody can be introverted. A woman can be introverted. But I think it's only my daughter and my wife, they can really poke me, irritate me. And then they really force me to really react and respond. But I do well. I do well, quite well. I express myself with the people that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
But that's something you don't. I don't expect me to express myself on social media day in day out.
Correct.
Or with the strangers. I express myself with my immediate family, and I think I do quite well there.
Yeah. The reason I ask is because this is also a stereotype ना कि आदमी expressive नहीं होता, चुपचाप रहता है.
पता नहीं क्यों है ऐसा चुपचाप. I have seen many girls who are very quiet, quite introverted.
Yeah.
So I am also introverted. There is I don't see any difference between, these are all characters.
Yeah.
बट जो बात है कि मर्द को दर्द नहीं होता, अगर उस वजह से कोई चुप है तो वो स्टीरियोटाइपिंग है. वो कहीं ना कहीं अपना हार्म कर रहा है, वो अपने हेल्थ को बिगाड़ रहा है.
जी.
अगर दर्द हो रहा है तो शेयर करो, दर्द हो रहा है तो एक्सप्रेस करो उसको. लोगों को जो नियर एंड डियर वंस हैं उनके साथ में बैठ करके बात करो. दैट यू फील लाइक क्राइंग, यू फील you are missing your parents, you are missing your village. If the tears are coming, it will come, and don't feel ashamed of it.
Yeah. Do you cry?
I do, definitely. But you know what happens that sometime my daughter wanted to see me crying, and I said, yeah, nowadays I cry very rarely, so I don't know when you will see it. But she was very curious as to how her father will cry. And when I reached home, just when my father passed away, and I was holding my mother and I was crying, she was just looking at me. Okay, how my father is crying. How is he looking crying? And then she was imitating me next day.
Oh. Only daughters are allowed to do this. That's true. I've not told you this in person, sir. Banda, what a film.
Thank you.
You know, after we saw it, we came to office and all of us, मतलब scene by scene हमने उसको discuss किया कि क्या था, कैसा था, वो जो last का climax वाला scene है. So what a scene, what a film. Do you think you're closer to that character? As a feminist, do you call yourself a feminist?
No, I don't call myself anything. No.
No labeling.
No, I don't believe in any kind of ism at all. Okay, if there is any ism that you really want me to have, it's humanism. Okay, I look at things as to how much fair there. Is it fair or it's not fair? Okay, so every decision of mine is based on that. Every opinion of mine or idea is based on, is it fair or not? So I'm looking for fairness. Okay, so and that is why I don't give myself any tag. I was shooting for Rahul Chitela's Gulmohar, and I was talking to him, and he's a very liberal person, and I haven't seen a modern woman or a man as fierce as him, who is really looking for women equality. Okay, and he was, when he comes across as a person who would never write it in social media, who's somewhere I feel that we are very similar to each other. One day, production kept a party in one of the breaks, and they all dragged me to the dance floor, and I was, kind of shaking and dancing mildly. And suddenly I realized that 60% of the crew members were all girls.
Wow.
Okay. And then I took him on the side and I said, so many girls are your team members, from production to direction to costume. The editor was Tanu, and she has done a remarkable job. I congratulated him. I said, man, you've done what you believe in.
Yeah.
You are the person who is not, who doesn't have contradiction. I saw so many men and women, they are just saying it for the sake of saying it in the media, to you, to many other interviewers. They say big things, but when it comes to really executing and doing it in their own life, they fail.
That's so true.
But there is Rahul Chitela, who is, for me, he's the person, and he's not compromised on the talent of those people.
Yeah.
Just because he wanted to give chance to more women. No. He found those women who are as talented as the other male counterpart, or more talented in their department. So I want people to really do things rather than just talk about it in their interviews and on social media.
You're right, sir. मुझे आप सही कह रहे हैं. यही सीट पे बैठ के बहुत लोगों ने मुझे ये कहा है, और ये कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है कि क्रू में एक बैलेंस हो. पर ये मैंने पहली बार सुना है, मुझे नहीं पता था गुलमोहर के सेट पे ऐसा था.
He is the man that I learned from. He is the man that me and my wife and me, love to sit with and chat with. There are not many people who come to our house, but he's somebody who inspires us. Rahul Chitela is the person that He's much younger to me, but I learned few things from him about life, about the definition of equality.
Yeah.
Okay, all of that, and we chat a lot about politics of the world, about politics of this our industry, about the contradictions in men and women here, the modern men and modern women, all of that.
Yeah.
And I find it quite fascinating and enchanting.
Yeah. True. No, absolutely. Those who have not seen Gulmohar, my viewers, please should go and see it.
And Joram too.
And Joram too.
Joram,
Yes.
Joram. Please watch it on 8th December. It's one of the greatest film that I've been part of.
Yeah.
And Devashish Makhija has done a remarkable job. तो अगर आप नहीं देखोगे तो बुरी फिल्म जाके देखोगे, उसके बाद रोना मत, क्योंकि सामने चॉइस होगी जोरम की.
बिल्कुल. Can't wait to see that. So last सवाल, because हम क्योंकि बचपन से एक स्टीरियोटाइप के साथ बड़े हुए हैं, if you have get a chance sir to go to a 12, 13, 14-year-old Manoj Bajpayee and give an idea about manhood, what would you like to tell him?
What would I like to tell him? Very funny answer came to my mind. My father has put us in a all boys school. I would tell him that please, Manoj, just go ahead and try out the co-ed one. It's so interesting.
No wonder you are so shy around women.
Yeah, it's because of that. Not only about that, because my father was my mother was a very quite dictatorial kind of a woman. Okay, and so all brothers. I mean, I was always very shy, very introverted, always seeking answer inside my head. I could just walk and still not feel bored or tired because I was always thinking, okay, something or the other. But what my mother has done, that apart from going to a boys' school, that she made me fear of women. She made me very fearful of women, So either I feel very shy of them or I'm always very fearful of them.
No, but sir, I can keep, I know you have time constraints, otherwise मैं और 2 घंटा बात कर
2 घंटे
सकता हूँ
की बात मैं थक जाऊंगा.
मुझे पता है कि आपके पास और भी है, बट सर थैंक यू सो मच. लाइक आई सेड राइट इन द बिगनिंग, मुझे पता है आप कितना बिजी हैं, मुझे पता है आप इंटरव्यूज करना ज़्यादा नहीं पसंद करते, पर आपने ये किया मेरे लिए. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you. Thank you very much. If you like this interview, please like, share and subscribe Pinkvilla.